Welcome back in to Sports Drive with Kate. I'm your host, Kate Thomas. This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM. And this is not Sports Drive with Kate. This is Tiger Talk presented to you by Cordova Lanes. It's been a long week. I do a morning show, so you'll have to forgive me for that. But Tiger Talk, it's our last one. Again, it's presented to you by Cordova Lanes. We've got the owner of Cordova Lanes with us, Steve Reynolds. Steve, such a pleasure to have you.
It's always good to be here.
Always good to be here, and we love coming over to Cordova Lanes.
Yes.
Great atmosphere. Inside of Cordova Lanes is Shooter's Sports Bar, as well as Mama Ani's Grill.
Yes.
So we've got also Greg Heck in the building. Greg, he's the bar manager of Shooter's Sports Bar. Greg, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Kate. Thanks for having us again.
Yeah, no, greatly appreciate it. So we're going to talk a lot. We are live streaming. If you see, I'm over here moving cameras and operating all kind of technical equipment. It's amazing they let me do any of this, right? But no, we're going to have a good day. We're going to talk lots of football, lots of college football, and we want you guys to join in on the conversation. You can also watch live on our YouTube or our Facebook video stream. On Facebook, it's at ESPN Pensacola. On YouTube, ESPN Pensacola 1330. So, Tiger Talk. It's all about LSU. But it's also about college football, sports, what's going on. I do really want to highlight, since we are in the holiday season, I want to highlight Cordova Lanes and some of the things that you guys have going on over there right now, and then kind of as we look forward to the new year as well.
Well, we just, we're selling fun. That's all we do is sell fun over there at Cordova Lanes, especially through the Shooter Sports Bar. Our main staple is bowling. We love to sell bowling. Anybody needs help with their game, you come see me or come see Greg. We definitely know the sport as well as it could be known. And biggest thing with bowling, I think, is the equipment. The equipment's huge. And so if you're looking for some new equipment, come see us. It's Bowler's Edge Pro Shop. It's the best pro shop in town. And again, we sell fun through equipment.
Yeah, no, you guys, you do. You sell fun. You experience fun the moment you come in the building. Do you guys have any, like, bowling leagues? I know you have bowling leagues that come, but you know how they do, like, intramural. That's the word that I always really struggle with. I do not know why. But when they have those, people do, like, a kickball, or do you do that for bowling?
You know, the closest thing to that would be our Kaboom League.
Kaboom.
They bowl. It's a social club.
Okay.
And they do all kind of different sports. They, of course, they chose bowling a long time ago. They come in and bowl 8-week segments. Then they go away for 2 weeks. They come back and bowl 8 more weeks. We got 20 teams of 4. We got 80 people in there on every Tuesday evening morning. That'd be great in the morning, wouldn't it, Greg?
Yeah, no, it would. Wake up first thing and bowl. That's how you get up in the morning.
Yeah. But the Kaboom people are just awesome. They're good people. They're good guests. They're good customers. We love having them in our house.
Well, and if you haven't been, the address is 2111 Airport Boulevard. It's kind of tucked away, so there's some trees, but there's a big sign where it says Cordova Lanes. I use my maps for everything, so I don't really ever have an issue, although a couple of times I did pass up even with the maps. It's okay. But I'll give myself a pass on that one. But go there because you can go bowling. Go see Greg inside of Shooter Sports Bar. They also have bowling lessons. So if you're not that good at bowling or you want to learn more, then go for the bowling lessons or just go to have fun, because I know that you all still have family in town and probably will for a few days. You can survive, trust me. And a way to survive is by taking your family to Cordova Lanes to have some fun. Get the energy out of those little kids that are running around everywhere. It's really a great place to be. And even over inside of Shooter Sports Bar, not only do they have every single game, and it is home of the LSU alumni Panhandle Bayou Bengals, which today we are missing you, John. So shout out to John Spurney, the LSU alumni president. But outside at Shooter Sports Bar, there's a cornhole area, which I love cornhole as well. And then you've guys got pool tables, dart boards, you've got a full bar, you've got the bowling, you've got pretty much everything you can want if you want to go out and have some fun, especially now it's getting a little bit colder. Come in, warm up, but even during, the day, it's just a fun place to go, Cordova Lanes, and they are the host of Tiger Talk. So thank you so much for everything that you guys do. And I look forward to the bowling match between Greg Heck and I that we still have yet to schedule. So if you are just tuning in, this is Tiger Talk. Wanted to tell you all a little bit about Cordova Lanes and what they have to offer. So go over there, have some fun. Ronald and a few others can attest to that, of course. We talk about the world of college sports right now. Tonight and last night we had some games. I was focused on Thursday night football, but tonight we've got the Cotton Bowl. That's between Missouri and Ohio State. Goodness gracious, Ohio State, I hate in the Big Ten. They play Michigan in the last game of the regular season. They didn't have another shot to show what they can do in order to put themselves in position to make the college football playoff. Unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles. Now, Michigan has defeated the Buckeyes 3 straight years in a row. So, look, they just need to win this bowl game just for pride for the Ohio State Buckeyes because they're not happy. They'd rather beat Michigan every year than anything else, than a national championship, any of that. So I feel like the Buckeyes will come in pretty strong against Missouri. It should be an interesting game tonight. I don't know if it'll be the most exciting, but that's kind of where I'm at on that. Greg or Steve, what are you guys' kind of thoughts as we look at the Cotton Bowl for this evening?
Well, Ohio State has lost their starting quarterback, Kyle McCord. He ended up already going to Syracuse, so they're starting Devin Brown, and it's his first start.
I don't care. Let's go Devin Brown.
Yeah.
Well, we know who you're voting for. We know who you're choosing. Missouri had a great year, though, this year as well. It's the best year they've had in a long time. So it's only a 5-point spread, so it should be a pretty entertaining game.
No, it should be. I did not know. I did know, but it totally slipped my mind that he left. He left to go to you, where Greg is originally from. So are you excited about that? Are you pumped? I've got to hear your thoughts.
Well, we also have a new coach, Fran Brown, who's the defensive backs coach for Georgia. So, I'm sure that Syracuse is also taking care of Kyle McCord financially as well to get him to go finish out his career. But as far as the game goes, you were mentioning, I expect it to be the best game of the day, honestly. I'm looking forward to watching it tonight. We'll have it on at the Lane 7 o'clock start on ESPN.
Absolutely. So make sure you go ahead over to Shooter Sports Bar. Watch that game. If you're a Buckeye, I guess without their starting quarterback, we'll see how the freshman does.
I mean, they're still favored, so they have apparently Vegas feels pretty good about it.
They feel pretty good about it. Well, this is one thing though that will affect the Buckeyes. Marvin Harrison Jr. Obviously, he was at the Heisman Trophy ceremony. He's been such a beast all season. They're still being pretty tight-lipped on whether or not he will compete in the Cotton Bowl tonight. Actually, I had some audio earlier pulled up from Ryan Day, but basically they said it's going to be a game-time decision. That'll be a huge effect whether he plays or not because he's one of the best receivers, and I don't know how accurate this other kid is, but you would probably need one of your best players on the field now that you're without your guy who started for you at quarterback all season. It still kind of stinks for Ohio State. Would have loved to see probably more aggressive game, but I think this one will be good. I'm more excited about this game than I am about the FSU and Georgia game.
Oh, for sure.
22 players from FSU have opted out. The number may have gone up since then. Almost 40 combined between the two teams. Big thing, opting out. Well, you are about to say something, Greg. What do you have?
Well, just what you said. It just lost the luster that it had, I mean, that's just the way of the world now. Guys are protecting themselves or they're leaving as soon as they have to go to another school. So it's definitely not the game it could have been.
No, it's not the game. I just feel like the way this season for the Seminoles, it just was so exciting. Even after Jordan Travis got injured, yes, it was an ugly win against Louisville, but you got it. You went undefeated. You had so much veteran leadership, and because you had that, basically majority of those guys are going off to the NFL. That's why there are so many guys not participating. But it just ends the season. It just kind of took all the air out of their balloon for this season. It's a season that will forever be remembered in a good way or in a bad way. That's what I want to actually know from FSU fans. How will you remember this season? Maybe it depends on what happens in the Orange Bowl. But will you have fond, good memories of this season, or will you have a little bit of bitterness with that? Call us. Let us know. 850-623-1330. That's the way to join the conversation. 850-623-1330. 1330. I wonder. For LSU, I think if Jaden Daniels did not get the Heisman, all Tiger fans would be disappointed.
Agreed.
We had to get the Heisman because this was a season that LSU needed to be really, really good.
I kind of have to look at it this way also. The third-string quarterback for Florida State, what a chance he has now to shine.
That's right.
They come out and they bust Georgia in the mouth and they win. He's going to set himself on a different path, and they have third-string quarterbacks for reasons, and here's proof of it.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you need to have as many string quarterbacks because we've seen teams go through a lot of quarterbacks. But yeah, I hope to see Brock Glenn do something good for the Seminoles. He hung in there in Louisville the best he could. That's about it. He's got a lot of growing, a lot of experience. I don't know if he's going to ever be a Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis also is another one of those guys. I don't know if I would exactly call him a generational player, but he's right up there with them. We do have a caller. Good morning. How are you, and who do we have this morning?
Hey, Kate Thomas. One guess.
One guess. Let's see. Now I'm confused.
I'm going to guess Ronald.
Is it Ronald?
It is Ronald.
You
That's
sounded,
so funny, yeah.
Ronald changed his voice. He changed his voice. Okay, Ronald, what do you have for us?
Oh, man. Look, dude, I just want to say, you guys out there, shooters, that was all cool. Cordova Lanes, that was all cool. I really enjoyed coming out to meet you guys this year. Wish John was there, man. Greg, if you can get her to do this bowling match, please televise it. At least run it on YouTube.
We're going to stream it. We're going to do the YouTube stream.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. And one more thing. I do actually have a question, and I'll hang up for your response, of course. Why is Jaden Daniels not considered the top prospect for the NFL?
Well, you beat me. I guess they think that others are better when he's winning the Heisman and they're looking at others not as the top prospect. I don't know. I don't agree with them considering the other guys that you're describing. Look, I don't know why. He won the Heisman. He should be number one overall. I don't have an answer to your why.
I
He
agree
should
with
be
that
number one
100%.
overall. There's no why for me, Ronald. What about you? He's gone.
Yes.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. Ronald's gone. He left just like that. What about you guys? I want to hear. That's a great question. Why they're not talking more? And it doesn't mean that he still won't go, but why are people saying that he's not going number one overall?
I just think it was because he wasn't on the radar as much as Caleb Williams and Drake May were when the season started.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and it's right. It's Caleb Williams. It's Drake May. Kool-Aid. I love that name. Jared Verse. Leonard Taylor. These are all big names. And then it just depends on the teams, what they need,
Yeah.
and where
Yes.
they're at, what other trades. There's stuff happening all behind the scenes throughout that entire time. Now, I don't know if I think that he should be considered as the best one. I mean, he won the Heisman. That's what it was. We'll get more into that. We'll go ahead and take a break. But right now you are listening to Tiger Talk. Tiger Talk is presented to you by Cordova Lanes, the place of fun. 2111 Airport Boulevard. We'll be right back.
To have a striking good time, there's nothing better than Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Now Shooter Sports Bar is open after a total remodel, plus Mama Oni's Grill serving up great food like house-made pizza and so much more. Cordova Lanes selling fun for the entire family for over 44 years. They're open 7 days a week with the only automatic bumpers in town, helping keep your mind out of the gutter. From 3 to 93 years old, Cordova Lanes is the place for birthday parties, group activities, and more. Cordova Lanes Bowling Center.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text JUDGE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text JUDGE to 42424. That's JUDGE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
My grades were bad. I would get D's and C's.
I appeared to be doing good at my school life, but if you would see me at home, it would have been a completely different story.
I mean, it was just rough focusing on school when your mother is somebody you have to take care of. It got worse and worse and worse throughout the years.
There are students who need somebody.
They can trust someone, and it could be the first person they've ever trusted in their life.
Communities in Schools is lowering America's dropout rate by helping more than 1.3 million kids every year get whatever they need to succeed in school.
If something was going on at home, we would go just stop by Miss Liberty's office and talk to her.
Communities in Schools vouched for me when everyone else had lost hope.
You can help change the picture of education right here in your community and across the nation. Visit communitiesInschools.org.
I hear people say we can't save every kid, but I think that we can.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One. A big holiday Saturday night NFL showdown coming this week when the 10-5 Cowboys host the 11-4 Lions. Detroit clinched the NFC North last week, and both are headed to the postseason. But the Cowboys have lost 2 straight and need a bounce-back win to get their playoff expectations back on track. Join us for all the action on Saturday Night Football.
The Lions clash with the Cowboys, Saturday at 6:45 p.m. on ESPN Pensacola.
Want to win a signed Chris Wenke jersey? Download the ESPN Pensacola app, register, and then enter to win. From ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Back into Tiger Talk. We were dancing a little bit. That is such a good one by the LSU band. Tiger Talk is presented to you by Cordova Lanes. Cordova Lanes, the place of fun. We're joined by owner of Cordova Lanes, Steve Reynolds, also bar manager of Shooter Sports Bar, Greg Heck. They are the home of fun. We're talking all things LSU, all things college football. Join in, be part of the conversation. You can watch us live. I'll even do the camera over here. I'm trying to operate all kind of stuff, but you can watch us live on Facebook, ESPN Pensacola. That is where you can watch us live. Also go to YouTube, ESPN Pensacola 1330. You can comment on there. You can call us, 850-623-1330. You can also text in to the show. We'll get a trivia question going on for you right now. But I'm your host, Kate Thomas. This is ESPN Pensacola. We are going to talk some LSU. So LSU does have their bowl game on New Year's Day. Not one of the most exciting ones, since we also have the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, as well as the Fiesta Bowl. But Wisconsin and the Tigers, they will play in the morning. And I know the Tigers, they don't typically like to play in the morning, but look, they want, at least for LSU, what they're looking for in this game is they're looking to get back-to-back 10-win seasons for Brian Kelly and the Brian Kelly era over at LSU. That would be huge for them. You're not going to have Jaden Daniels compete in this bowl game. Obviously, he's declaring for the draft. You've got lots of guys out declaring for the draft. Wisconsin, not, the biggest threat, I would say, but still, I think this is a game where you've got to be focused if you're LSU, if you really want to make it to 10 wins. I'm going to now give the floor to you guys and kind of get some of your thoughts as we continue this discussion.
Well, we do have a capable backup for sure coming in, so Grant Nussmeier is definitely somebody that on most teams could start. If he didn't, he probably would have started last year if Jaden Daniels wasn't in front of him. So I still see LSU winning this game. I just like Nussmeier. He's more of a pocket passer than a scrambler, but I think LSU is still going to win the game. What do you think, Steve?
Well, I think it's going to be an interesting game. Wisconsin has played in about 34 bowl games since the existence. 1953 was the first time they played, and their record's like 19-15. And then you could look at LSU, and their record at the time now is 28-24. So it's going to be an evenly matchup, but I think LSU is going to just take them home.
Yeah, Garrett Nussmeier, who backed up Jaden Daniels, he did a good job for the Tigers. He did good enough. This isn't like this is his first time to ever go out there and play. I don't think he's LSU's forever guy. But look, the Tigers, they need to pull this one out just for our record book alone to get another 10-win season back-to-back. That would be great for Brian Kelly. Wisconsin, they are out a lot of their key players. I've actually got an entire list, and then we'll go through and look at LSU as well. But some of their key players that the Badgers are going to be playing without is running back Braylon Allen, Chez Malusi, Skylar Bell. Some of these names are hard to pronounce. Jordan Turner, Rodas Johnson, Darian Varner. I mean, these are names who have helped Wisconsin have the season they've had. They haven't had the greatest season so far. So look, what do they need to do? Chime in, give us your thoughts. 850-623-1330. The Badgers are only 7-5 this season, and really LSU and Wisconsin they've only met a few times in the last 10 years. So the series right now, it's at 1-1. It's going to be at 11 a.m. on New Year's Day, so it's a game to watch. I don't think it's the game to watch. Really, the only bowl game I'm excited about is the Rose Bowl. I'm not even excited about the Sugar Bowl or barely any of the others. What bowl game are you excited about? What are you looking forward to seeing in the LSU game? Give us a call, 850-623-1330. What do you think has been the most outrageous thing that's happened in college football so far? Just let's have some conversation right here on Tiger Talk, again, presented to you by Cordova Lanes. We are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, and I've got to get Steve and Greg more hyped up.
We are hyped.
You are hyped.
Yeah.
I've got a high energy hype, and they're more low energy.
We keep our energy inside.
Okay.
That's what bowlers do.
That's what bowlers do. Okay. And then they let it all out once they bowl that bowl.
Once they get called out. So I'll have much more energy when we have our match.
Okay, much more energy. Again, we can do another trivia if you would like. I'll do a trivia coming up here in this next break. Let's go ahead and take one so we can find one. But I want to see those phone lines light up. 850-623-1330.
To have a striking good time, there's nothing better than Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Now Shooter Sports Bar is open after a total remodel, plus Mama Oni's Grill serving up great food like house-made pizza and so much more. Cordova Lanes selling fun for the entire family for over 44 years. They're open 7 days a week with the only automatic bumpers in town, helping keep your mind out of the gutter. From 3 to 93 years old, Cordova Lanes is the place for birthday parties, group activities, and more. Cordova Lanes Bowling Center.
Sergeant R.J. Anderson's dream was to take to the skies.
I've always wanted to be a soldier, but my ultimate goal was to be a pilot. I think I was meant to fly. I had just applied to be a part of the 160th SOAR Regiment, and I was going to airborne school that next Monday. So I decided to go on a motorcycle ride with my buddies. We were going through a turn, and that's all I remember. That's the day everything changed. I was told by the doctor that I would never walk again. Thanks to Paralyzed Veterans of America, competing in adaptive sports lit my fire again. They help you transition for the rest of your life to that individual that you want to be. Sports like hand cycling really pushes you to find who you are in that redefining moment after injury. With PVA Sports, I've found my freedom. Now, when I think about my future, the possibilities are endless.
For more information, visit pva.org, a public service of Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Hello?
Man, where are you? I thought you were coming.
I can't. I'm in bed with the flu.
The flu? Whoa. Grandma's about to crowd surf. Man, I'll call you back.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is safe, effective, and you can get it at the same time as your COVID-19 vaccine. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
Hey, son. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it. Navigating without a compass, eyes waiting, started to wonder. Metamorphosis, the loss of who you thought you was.
When your kid can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. Listen to the Sound It Out album and get tips and tools to start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
Get ready for the ultimate sports update. It's the Pensacola Sports Beat with Kate Thomas on ESPN Pensacola.
I'm Kate Thomas, your Pensacola sports expert. Join me for breaking news, interviews, and analysis. From courtside thrills to epic victories, I'll keep you in the heart of the action. Join me for the ultimate sports experience.
Tune in to 99.1 FM and 1330 AM every weekday from 6 a.m. till 7 p.m. for the Kate Thomas Sports Update on ESPN Pensacola. ESPN Pensacola.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys! I love this song! I love these nachos. I love our kickball league! Ugh! I love this guy! What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Tune into the Sports Drive with Kate Thomas, weekday mornings at 7:30 on ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Welcome back into Tiger Talk. Tiger Talk is presented to you by Cordova Lanes. Just love that. We've got Greg Heck, Steve Reynolds, myself, Kate Thomas in the building for Tiger Talk, presented by Cordova Lanes, the place of fun. Go there, bowl there, have fun, bring your family there, do everything there. 2111 Airport Boulevard. There's so much and so many things to do. Now, we're going to have all the games in the bar inside a Shooter Sports Bar that's inside of Cordova Lanes on Saturday. It starts off with, I still can't say it correctly, Rila Quest Bowl.
Relia
Quest Bowl. We're trying to figure out what even is Relia Quest. Like, what does that even stand for? Is what some of us are trying to figure out in this current moment. What business is it? Who knows? So LSU, they did have their offensive coordinator. He left. He went to another school. The school I should not name because one of my colleagues is a huge fan over for Notre Dame, Mike Denbrock. He left. So for the bowl game, they're going to have co-offensive coordinators that are going to be doing that coaching for the Tigers, and it's going to be Cortez Hankton and Joe Sloan. They're going to serve as co-offensive coordinators for LSU's game against Wisconsin. So we should see how that works, and it should be interesting. This is now a team that is not going to be playing with all of their players. Now you don't have your offensive coordinator. I can't believe they still have their defensive coordinator unless there's been some type of breaking news and I haven't seen it yet and they've got rid of him. But if I were LSU, my first order of business would be to get rid of the defensive coordinator. I would have already wanted to probably find one before the Orange Bowl, but it is what it is. Maybe they're waiting out to see who's going to be available because I'm sure there will be some head coach firings coming up here pretty soon. Who do you think should be LSU's new defensive coordinator? Because they better hire the one they have now. Let me know. 850-623-1330. We'll also have trivia. Join us on the conversation. It's myself, Kate Thomas, Steve Reynolds, owner of Cordova Lanes, the place of fun, and Greg Heck, bar manager of Shooter Sports Bar. All-Pro Bowler, both Steve and Greg will have a bowling competition here soon. But we're wrapping up the year here on Tiger Talk. It's our last show, and both guys, because y'all are on video, people can see, are just barely paying any mind. So I need you guys to join.
Everything you've said.
He's heard. I talk a lot. That's why we have radio. Join in on the conversation, 850-623-1330. I think it is interesting about the co-offensive coordinators. And then I've got some audio, if I can pull it up. I did just have it. It was of Garrett Nussmeier and some of his thoughts on playing. And I may have it up, or it may have left me.
ReliaQuest is a security company.
A security company.
Yes.
So
just for your knowledge to know.
Who would have known? I did not know that at all. So ReliaQuest is a security company. What type of security? Probably data.
Yeah, probably so.
Well, security companies, they make a lot of money. That's why they're able to have bowl games. One of the things that we were talking about, actually, was the amount of money that bowl games bring in to an area. So why don't we have a bowl game here in Pensacola?
Yeah, we could use it.
We could use a bowl game. Mobile, Alabama, apparently now has a bowl game. They had one last Friday night. I didn't even know they had one. The amount of bowl games that there are at this time is ridiculous, and so many things are going to change, especially next year when we move to the 12-team playoff. We are not going to have Jaden Daniels because he did declare for the draft, but I do want to hear from Garrett Nussmeier, the quarterback who will be starting for the LSU Tigers. Let's hear what he has to say right here.
Yeah, I think it's very special, especially in the way things are nowadays, especially on the offensive side of the ball, when you got a couple first-round picks that are playing in a bowl game. I think that's special. And, only one opt-out. I think that shows to the dedication and the buy-in that Coach Kelly has got our team to, in our program to get to this point. I think it's been awesome. And so I think it speaks volumes that the whole team's playing. And, I'm really excited to get out there. I know the guys are excited to get out there, and, we're continuing to work and practice, and we're focused on getting that win.
Well, you hear from Garrett Nussmeier right there. They do have their team playing LSU outside of Daniels. That's why he's starting. And he said, I think it speaks volumes. The whole team is behind Daniels. They don't, they're not angry with him for not participating in this game. You're going up against a 7-5 Wisconsin team who I don't know why we were paired with them. The pairing that I really would have liked to see, as I would have loved for us to be paired with Oregon or maybe Ohio State or anyone else really besides Wisconsin. We've played them before, but yeah, the series is 1-1 because I remember the one year, I can't remember what point in the season, but we lost, I remember, and that was a really big deal. We went up to Wisconsin and we lost. So I know we want to get this win up against them, and and to have the whole team competing and have that team camaraderie and to build that team chemistry because we still have a lot of young guys. That's great for Brian Kelly. That's great for this LSU Tiger program. And it's everything that I want to see. It seems like they seem just calm, cool, collected, and at ease with each other and at peace, and they just feel they exude confidence is what I see right now. I wish they would have done that all season, and they did as they continued to develop and get better. But we just had a tough schedule. Probably the most difficult schedule in all of college football, I would say. You can contest me if you think I'm wrong, but go ahead.
You look back at the past, and LSU has always had tough schedules. And, you think about them growing and looking towards the future. It's a learning process. It really is. They learn how to play together. They work together, and they win together. It's something they have to do as a team.
Yeah, no, it is. Everything, you do have to do it as a team, and it's a team effort. That's what this game is. College football, it's just been weird this season. It really has. I'm curious for both of you, and I'm going to have to think of this one for myself because I'm just coming up with this question off the fly, is what is the most ridiculous scenario that happened this season in college football? And if you want to throw NFL, we can do that too. But the most ridiculous thing or thing that upset you the most, or maybe the thing that I don't want to do most excited, the thing that you were just like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that happened. What was that thing?
I wouldn't say
you?
most upsetting. I would think the most talked about and surprising thing was the sign stealing with Michigan.
Yeah.
That to me was just like, it happens. If you're every sport, you're trying to get an advantage, but the length of what Connor Stallions did is still like, I would hope at some point a book would come out so we could really know the depths of how deep this went, because for them not to know he was doing this in the first place is laughable at this point. But that would be the most I'd say talked about thing of the college football season.
Well, I'd have to agree. Steve?
Well, me too. I just agree. I don't really know what he's talking about, to be honest with you.
Well, thank you for your support, but
you're welcome.
That was most talked about up until the playoffs were decided, and then that really the focus came off of that, and then who didn't get to get in, and we've been talking about that since they announced who the top 4 teams were.
We have been. I am still just I started laughing so hard I almost started crying because Steve, we love Steve and having him on. He does follow the LSU Tigers 100% all the time. Sometimes when it comes to other teams, not always following. So I love that he said, I don't know. But yeah, it was the big topic for me, Greg. I don't feel like they got a big enough slap on the wrist. I know the NCAA still has to do some stuff, but I just Jim Harbaugh, he was at the practices. Okay, wasn't at a few games. Now you're going to be coaching, in the college football playoff, possibly in the national championship. I don't know.
I think it was just so unique. I just don't think they knew how to handle it. I think that's what it comes down to there, because you were saying, well, he kind of did this on his own, but you guys still have to be punished somehow. But there's no way they didn't know how much he had been doing, because I'm sure they gained a ton of knowledge and a ton of information from him, from all the steps he went through to get that knowledge and information. So.
Yeah, I think it's hard to, I guess, figure out how you do that penalty. What I would like to see in the NCAA, and probably really across all things, is they need to have contingency plans. They need to have things in place. And no, in a million years would we expect this to happen? No, but it does happen all the time. And we're aware of it. It's kind of one of those things we just don't really talk about. But they need to have more contingency plans. They need to have more of a blanket set of rules across the board in the NCAA. I know a lot of this is due because there's federal issues, because it's state by state, things vary when you talk about NIL and different things like that. But at some point in time, when are they going to get together? When are we going to make this, there's a certain standard. At least in the NFL, that's what you have. College football seems like it's just the younger version of the NFL, and you go to college, sort of, you take online classes because you're such a big celebrity now. But, I mean, that's what it is. It's not the same.
Well, Chip Kelly came out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Chip Kelly came out not too long ago and said football needs to be its own thing, college football. Break away from, the NCAA and have their own set of rules and all that because of everything that's going on now at this point. So,
with NASCAR, they used to say if you're not cheating, you're not trying to win. So, I think that's what the cheating part about any sport. They're trying to win, but not win the right way.
Well, you got to get the upper hand.
Yeah.
or the cheating. It made me think of like when you play video games and you're always trying to find the cheat code. I'm not a big video gamer, but I did. There was one game I played back in the day on the computer, but it was The Sims, and I wanted to build all the grandest houses. Now I'm trying to get into Madden, so if anyone wants to, train me up on Madden, you can do that. That's my next goal. But yeah. That's an interesting subject you brought up, Greg. If you're just tuning in again, this is Tiger Talk presented to you by Cordova Lanes right here on ESPN Pensacola. I'm Kate Thomas, Steve Reynolds, Greg Heck. Greg was saying that there's been some conversation that maybe for college football they should just leave the NCAA because there is so much change and it is the wild, wild west. I'm curious of what you think about that. I don't think personally it's a bad idea. I kind of like it. How would it work? I don't know.
I think it eventually needs to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon because of the logistics of it. College football, for the most part, in most athletic departments, pays for all the other sports.
Yeah.
For them.
Pays for the universities.
Correct. So there's so many things that are involved with it. I wouldn't even know where to start, and I'm not knowledgeable enough to know where to start as well. I just know that I do think it's a good idea I just think it's a good idea in general.
Good example of money and how the footballs brings money to the campus. The Relia Quest Bowl is bringing $170 million to each team, and then for the next 3 years they get another $20 million on top of that. It's all about money,
And that is your lesson in life. Everything is all about money. $170 million to both teams. $20 million.
For the next 3 years.
For the next 3 years after that. And that's just in this bowl game.
It's insane.
It's insane. Money, money, money. That's really what it all boils down to. I think even with the college football playoff picture, when they made the pick and chose who they put in that Final Four. This is Tiger Talk right here on ESPN Pensacola, brought to you by Cordova Lanes. Cordova Lanes is the home of the LSU alumni Panhandle Bayou Bengals. Right now, I'm Kate Thomas. This is ESPN. Greg Heck, Steve Reynolds. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with some more football talk right here on Tiger Talk.
To have a striking good time, there's nothing better than Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Now Shooter Sports Bar is open after a total remodel, plus Mama Oni's Grill serving up great food like house-made pizza and so much more. Cordova Lanes selling fun for the entire family for over 44 years. They're open 7 days a week with the only automatic bumpers in town, helping keep your mind out of the gutter. From 3 to 93 years old, Cordova Lanes is the place for birthday parties, group activities, and more. Cordova Lanes Bowling Center.
Who do I wrestle for? I wrestle on my high school team for Jason Garcia, my fiercest competitor during practice and my biggest fan during meets. I wrestle for my parents who practice what they preach, the importance of hard work, commitment, and dedication. I wrestle for the chance to put our little high school right here in Florida on the map.
Wearing the uniform of your high school comes with a big responsibility. Younger kids look up to you. Your teammates count on you. And the reputation of your high school depends on you. Do you have what it takes to participate in a high school sport?
And I wrestle for the glory that is mine when I do my best. That's who I wrestle for.
This message presented by the Florida High School Athletic Association and the Florida Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA, is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families, and one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
Slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor. Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Visit managerbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
ESPN Pensacola is giving away a signed Chris Wenke jersey, and you could be the lucky winner. Here's how. Simply download the ESPN Pensacola app, register on the app, then click the banner at the top to enter to win. It's that easy. And now that you're registered, you can win other tickets and prizes from ESPN Pensacola's app. So download the app, register, and enter to win the drawing for this one-of-a-kind signed Chris Wenke jersey. Don't miss out. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Want to win a signed Chris Wenke jersey? Download the ESPN Pensacola app, register, and then enter to win. From ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Welcome back in. Tiger Talk presented to you by Cordova Lanes, the place of fun. I'm your host, Kate Thomas. This is ESPN Pensacola. We're joined by Steve Reynolds, Greg Heck, and it is time for Tiger Talk. It is our final 10 minutes of Tiger Talk. We're live on YouTube, ESPN Pensacola 1330, live on Facebook Live, ESPN Pensacola. You can listen to us obviously on the radio or catch us on our app, ESPN Pensacola. That's everything ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Okay, so I do have a trivia question. If you want to answer this, you can get a gift certificate to Cordova Lanes. All you have to do is call in the most winningest head football coach in LSU football history. Who is the most winningest LSU head football coach in history?
No Googling.
No Googling. 850-623-1330 for a gift certificate to Cordova Lanes. You can use anywhere inside of the Lanes, Shooter Sports Bar, Mama Ani's Grill, at the Lanes. Who is the most winningest LSU head football coach in history? 850-623-1330. I want to hear. Do you have the answer? This is not a hard one. I've been asking a lot more difficult ones recently and lately, but let us know, and we'll talk some more LSU football, obviously. So I'm looking forward to the ReliaQuest Bowl. I'll watch it because it's my LSU Tigers. We do have a caller. Let's see if they've got the answer. Good morning. How are you? You're live on air, and who do we have this morning?
This is Larry Coon. How you doing?
Hey, Larry. We're doing great. How are you?
Doing well.
All right. So our trivia question, I'm assuming that's why you called. Who is the LSU football coach who goes down in history as the most winningest coach for LSU football in history?
Is it Charles McClendon?
That's right. Ding, 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 ding.
Congratulations.
You win a gift certificate. If you could do me a favor and, well, what do they need to do, Steve, in order to come get their gift certificate?
They need his name, and then we need to know who he is.
I'm on my way to go bowling right now, so this works out.
Oh, man. Perfect.
He's on his way. Go ahead and text into this same number your first and last name and some of your information so we can get that to you and tell you where to pick that up, okay?
If you're going in right now, I'll see you in about 25, 30 minutes.
He said if you go in right now, he'll see you in about 25, 30 minutes.
Great.
And just ask for Steve.
Just
Go
ask
Tigers,
for Steve and go Tigers. Great job. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it. That was one of the easier questions, but I figured I'd end it on that note. Since we are kind of running out of time, let's talk about let's grab a couple of our favorite moments from LSU football this season. I think that's would be good. I know mine, Jaden Daniels winning the Heisman. Maybe that's everybody's favorite moment.
You took my answer away.
Oh, man.
You sure did.
I mean, how could you top that? I think mine would be LSU coming back against Missouri. They're being down so much, and I think they were down 17 in the first half.
Right.
That was
incredible.
That was a great comeback. That's probably my favorite moment of the year, besides, of course, Jaden Daniels winning the Heisman.
I just think, LSU breaking the records that they have and still putting themselves on the map was incredible for our school and for our program. And even though we all had questions about Brian Kelly, or at least I had questions about Brian Kelly and what he could do for the LSU Tigers, it seems like he's doing something right, especially when you don't have any other players opting out besides your one, who is the Heisman Trophy winner, understandably so. LSU continues to have great athletics. This was the year for LSU. Women's basketball national champions. Baseball national champions. Unfortunately, it could have been the year. It should have been the year. We wish it was the year for football to bring another one back to LSU. Jaden Daniels said he was so sorry that he couldn't do that to all the Tiger fans, but he was happy to bring home that Heisman. Last set of business for the Tigers, go out, get the win against Wisconsin on New Year's Day, then go and search everywhere for a defensive coordinator and go find another Jaden Daniels or Joe Burrow somewhere hidden underneath. I like Garrett Nussmeier, but I don't know if he's the answer.
I think you're leading the search for the defensive coordinator.
I'm leading it. I'm going to do an investigative search for this because I think we do need one. It's been a lot of fun here on Tiger Talk, and truly have enjoyed it. To close out, just a reminder, go to Cordova Lanes. I've been there several times. I've always had a blast. There's so much going on. Greg, you'll have all the games on. We've got a game tonight with the Cotton Bowl. We've got a game all the way through Monday. So y'all will probably be open New Year's Day.
Yes, we will.
Are y'all's hours the same for New Year's and all of that?
Yes.
Any difference in the hours? So go out there, watch the games inside Shooter Sports Bar. It's a really fun place to watch, too, because then you can go out on the courtyard and play cornhole if you want, get some good beer. They've got the Louisiana Abita beers.
We do.
That
Purple
I
Haze,
really like.
Turbo
The Purple
Dog.
Haze, the Turbo Dog, the Andigators.
Andigator.
Those are delicious. And their food from Mama Ani's Grill is really, really good as well. And then they've got the multiple TV screens. So you can watch, obviously more than one game at once, which is what I love. If you've got the kids and they need to stay entertained, okay, go have them bowl a little bit or play or do something else. It's a good place to bring your family to watch the game because there's more entertainment for the kids. It's not like when you're going to a bar or somewhere. Okay, now they're sitting in their seat. They've already ate. They're fidgeting. When they've got their iPad thing, but it's not good enough. They've thrown that across the table. Go to Cordova Lane. Seriously, it really is a lot of fun. My family and friends and I are planning on trying to take some sort of trip here soon. If I can round the troops, it's hard when you have a big family to round the troops up. But we've had a good one on Tiger Talk. Still have a few minutes left. But I will give you this one stat that I'm about to read. In LSU's first 2 seasons under Brian Kelly, the Tigers have gone a respectable 9-3 both years. Now, this is something I'm just reading. The competition is about to get a lot tougher in the SEC. The offense is going to take a major step back. Jaden Daniels is gone. All the top portal quarterbacks have snubbed LSU. We did have the number 1 offense with Mike Denbrock. He's gone. So this person, which I thought I was going into reading something completely else, is basically saying the same thing we've said. We're losing Jaden Daniels. We did get snubbed by quarterbacks in the transfer portal. We need to get a quarterback. We need to get a defensive coordinator. And if we don't, then I don't know what LSU is going to do. Because I don't know why I read this particular X comment, but it says they're finished, and I thought that they were meaning they finished the season strong. No, they're finished is what they were talking about, LSU. They were saying
I totally
LSU
disagree.
is finished, and I don't agree with that. So we can get real heated in the last 3 minutes. LSU football is not finished. I'll tell you that.
It's not.
They are not finished. You thought we were finished after Joe Burrow and after everything with Coach O. We're not done yet, and we'll never be done. Live purple, love gold. I bleed purple
Absolutely.
and gold. I know I've got a green shirt on, but I truly do. And this athletic program, under the athletic director, Scott Woodward, and with Brian Kelly and everything else, they're not going to let this team fail. They won't accept it. And if it does, he'll be out the door. But we are not finished for the LSU Tigers,
We're
whoever
just
made that
beginning.
post. We're
Just
just
beginning.
beginning,
Yeah.
Steve. That's what I like to hear. We are just beginning. And Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels helped at least put LSU back on the map as far as quarterbacks goes. Maybe we didn't totally capitalize right this second, but we'll find someone. Brian Kelly, he'll get his little minions out there, and we'll find someone who can do the job. And I want to see our defense get back to where it was. Dave Aranda, come back to us, please. I don't know anything about any of these contracts, but just can we have you again? If we could have Dave Aranda again, I think that would be absolutely incredible. Heck, I'll take Coach O to be the defensive coordinator. Come on.
I don't think that'll ever
happen. Let's bring him back.
but-
Let's bring him back. Look,
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. If anything, the Tigers in football, they had an incredible season. They hope to make it a 10-win season. That person was wrong who wrote that post. They did get a 10-win season last season because they were SEC West champions, and they're looking to get a 10-win season if they beat the Wisconsin Badgers. So I think that they can do it. The Badgers, they're out many players. LSU has all of their players playing except Jaden Daniels. I wish them the best of luck. Go to Cordova Lanes, 2111 Airport Boulevard. Go see Steve. Go see Greg. I'll be making appearances, practicing, take bowling lessons.
Yes.
Do it all. Come eat some food. Take your friends there. Just hang out. Cordova Lanes. It really is the place to be, the place of fun.
Been there for 45 years. this
45
February.
years.
Yes.
This is the last one, guys. We've got about 30 seconds left. It's been real. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Y'all are amazing. Cordova Lanes is a great place to go. Spend your time. Thank you, everyone who tuned in to Tiger Talk this year. Maybe we'll have some more coming up in 2024. Tiger Talk presented to you by Cordova Lanes. I'm your host, Kate Thomas, Steve Reynolds, Greg Heck. Make sure, Cordova Lanes, 2111 Airport Boulevard. This is ESPN Pensacola.